G'day, we're camped here at Quobba in Western Australia, right on the beach. Lovely spot. I'm going to unload the little Postie bike and go for a ride from here and show you a few of the sights. And I'll tell you the story of the battle between the Australian ship, the Sydney, and the German ship Kormoran that happened just off the coast here. There's camping spots all the way along this bit of the coast. Some of them are in private properties that are further up the coast, but yeah, very interesting spot to stop. Nice little spot to go snorkeling just up here. Yeah, I'll pull up here and check out this blowhole, eh? So late in the afternoon on the 19th of November 1941, there was a battle off the coast here between the HMAS Sydney and the HSK Kormoran. The Sydney ended up being sunk and the whole crew perished. The HSK Kormoran crew scuttled the ship after serious damage, and 318 survivors of the 399 crew were rescued. The Kormoran was a large merchant raider ship that was sailing around disguised as other vessels, like friendly vessels, and when it was spotted by the Sydney, it was actually flying a Dutch flag. The Sydney spotted the Kormoran and then followed it, and pulling up alongside about a kilometre away from it, when the Kormoran dropped the Dutch flag and showed its true colours and opened fire. This is the report from the Germans that survived. The first shots from the Kormoran took out the Sydney's bridge and I think one of its big guns and its little aircraft that it had on its deck. The battle continued for just over half an hour, and then the ships ended up being further apart, and the Sydney was last spotted going over the horizon with lots of smoke pouring out from it. The Sydney had a crew of 645 and only one body was ever recovered. The Sydney had previously had successful battles in the Mediterranean under Captain John Collins with a number of other enemy ships. So the Sydney returned to Australia after the Mediterranean for a refit and some service, and 100 of its battle-seasoned crew were transferred to other duties, and the captain also was transferred to another ship. So this was Captain Joseph Burnett's first posting as a commander, and also his first encounter with enemy shipping. There's been a lot of conjecture over how a merchant ship could sink a battleship, and it seems that the Sydney came much too close to the Kormoran and put itself in direct firing line, and the initial shots from the Kormoran caused that enough damage that the Sydney really couldn't battle on. The mystery really is that all crew on the Sydney were lost, no survivors at all, and that is a real mystery. The Kormoran was ended up being scuttled after its engines failed, and there was a fire on board that was threatening all its explosives, and so they abandoned ship, and then with several lifeboats they ended up being picked up. Some made it to shore, and some were picked up by other shipping that was passing. Wrecks of both ships have been found off the coast here. One official report reported that Captain Burnett had been critical of previous encounters, using too much ammunition and not trying to capture ships. He used the approach and challenge procedure for an innocent vessel instead of a suspicious one, so it sounds like he just got way too close. It's also quite likely that he believed that he was actually dealing with the Dutch ship, even though the Dutch ship wasn't on the records as having been in the area, but there was a lot of mistakes on the paperwork sometimes. One thing for sure, we could all do without war.